Shalom, family. You know, we live in some evil times. These are evil, wicked times that we're living in. And it's no doubt people that's not even serving the Most High, they understand. Christians understand. Christians that don't know the word of the Most High, they understand the wickedness of our time. You get some of the wickedest people, they look at what's going on and they said, we can't do this. So there are things that's going on in this world right now that has never gone on, that we've never seen before. And it's rampant, and especially in Babylon. You see on the screen here, righteous means doing right. A lot of people don't know what this means. Righteousness. Righteousness simply means to do right. And when the Most High give us his word, this is what he expects out of us. He expects us to do right. So we're going to see what the scriptures is talking about here. The righteous rejecting all wickedness and unrighteousness. This is something that, you know, he wants from us. He wants us to reject all wickedness because wickedness is all around us. That's why many people wonder, why are people leaving Babylon? Why are you guys over there within the borders? Why? Well, we're following the Most High, we're following his word, and we are rejecting all wickedness and unrighteousness. First scripture here, Psalms 92:12. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. So the righteous is going to flourish. Two things happening. One kingdom is falling and another kingdom is rising. Our people don't see this. And most of our people have no clue. What is this talking about? Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning that follows after it. And Jacob is rising. Jacob is rising to a place, to a position he once was in his former times, former years. And now the Most High is going to mold and shape him, put him back where he belongs. That's why we are within the borders. Deuteronomy 6:22-25. And Yahuwah shows signs and wonders. We know this. Watch this. You may see something you never saw before. Yahuwah shows signs and wonders before our eyes. Great and severe. This is when before they came out of Egypt. Against Egypt, Pharaoh and all his household. Then he brought us out from there, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he swore to our fathers. They knew the promise. And Yahuwah commanded us to observe all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah our Elohim for our good, always, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day. Then it will be righteousness for us. You see, you have to do something. These people that's sitting back doing nothing, they don't understand. You have to do something. If we are careful to observe all these commandments before Yahuwah our Elohim as he commanded us. Now, let me read this again. And the second time, I'm going to show you exactly how this is related to us today, because these scriptures are talking not only to them of the past, but it's talking to us today. And Yahuwah showed us signs and wonders. When we was in America, when we was in these lands, the Most High woke us up himself. No one woke us up. We know the story. Everybody have their own individual stories. But the Most High woke us up and showed us signs and wonders. He gave us dreams, visions. We saw the signs in the heavens, the sun, the stars, and the moons. We saw it before our eyes. Great and severe against Babylon, against his kings and his household, against Babylon and its kings and his household. Then he brought us out from Babylon. He brought us out from there. He brought us out. He brought us out not only from Babylon, but these other strange lands that we were scattered in, that he might bring us in within his borders. Here he is bringing us within his borders. Why are we within his borders? To give us the land which he swore to our fathers. You see, this is a direct quote to us, because this is what's happening. The scripture, this is a repeat. And Yahuwah commanded us. Once we get into the wilderness, we will get the commandments, the laws and statutes. He commanded us to observe all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah for our good always. Watch this. That he might preserve us alive. This is why we are within the borders. He said, hide yourself as if for a moment until my indignation pass. You know, the prophets, they have told that man will be rare. We know the collapse is here. We know the collapse is coming. But we are running around like chickens with our heads cut off, not knowing what to do, which way to turn, don't know the way. We don't know the way. And so we're running to it. We're running all over the place. But he's going to preserve this group alive through the coming trouble that's coming as it is this day. Then it will be righteousness for us if we are careful to observe all these commandments. So even in the wilderness, we will have to be careful to observe all these commandments before Yahuwah, Elohim, as he has commanded us. This is a direct quote to us today. Deuteronomy 9:5-6. It is not because of your righteousness. Now, he wants us to understand it's not why he's doing this. It's not because of your righteousness or of uprightness of your heart that you go in to possess their land but because of wickedness of these nations. Right now, the nations are over there in the land, and there's wickedness going on over there. That Yahuwah, Elohim, drives them out before you. He's going to once again drive out those wicked people that's in the land. This is another reason we have no business being in the land. It has to be cleansed. These wicked people have to be driven out, that he may fulfill the word which Yahuwah swore to our fathers. This is all about the promise to our father Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob. Therefore, understand that Yahuwah, your Elohim, is not giving you this good land to possess because of your righteousness. He's not giving us this good land to possess because of our righteousness, but because of the promise made to our forefathers. For you are a stiff-necked people. Here we go. We are a stiff-necked people. To this day, I give people truth. I show them the truth of the scripture, and they fight against it because of our stiff necks. I don't have time for that. So you will be blocked. It's this plain and simple. We are a stiff-necked people. Learn not to be stiff-necked. Let's make up our mind. We're going to do righteousness and be stiff-necked no longer, because a remnant will say we're not going to be stiff-necked no longer. We're going to do righteousness. We're going to reject all wickedness and all unrighteousness, and we're going to do righteousness. Leviticus 19:14-15. You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear Yahuwah. I am Yahuwah. So he's telling us, don't put our people, our stiff-necked people, these camps, they're putting stumbling blocks before the blind, before the deaf. And this is what he's saying here. Don't do these things. Let's point out and show people this is a stumbling block. You know that wine that you're drinking in America, you know that's a stumbling block. You do understand it. You know that horn you blow on that the Most High did not command, that is a stumbling block. And so the people don't know this. You know, keeping Passover in America and in all these other strange lands, you know that's a stumbling block. You know the Most High is going to kill you for that, right? You do understand that these are stumbling blocks. You know, living around wickedness will cut your life short. This is why Abraham's life was cut short, because of the wickedness that he was living around. He would have lived longer. This is what the scripture says. He would have lived longer if it wasn't for those wicked people around him. So yes, those wicked people make you wicked. They affect you. You shall do no injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. In righteousness you shall judge your neighbor. In righteousness. Okay, there will be stumbling blocks. And here is a warning. Jude 3-5. The stumbling block. Beloved, while I was very diligent to write to you concerning our common salvation, I found it necessary to write to you, exhorting you to contend earnestly for what you believe. For what we was once for all delivered to the righteous, which was once for all delivered to the righteous. What is he saying here? We got a word that was delivered to us. It was for once and for all of us. But something happened. Certain men crept in unnoticed, who not long ago were marked out for condemnation. These men was marked for death. Remember, they wanted to stone Paul. He was marked for death. They vowed not to eat nor drink until they killed him. He was marked for death. We forget these things. We don't understand this. And not only the men crept in unnoticed, that's why you follow these men. See, we don't follow this. We understand this is wickedness. You do know Paul was wicked, right? We don't follow wickedness. You do know he turned the favor of the Most High into lewdness. He turned the favor of the Most High into lewdness and said it's by what you believe that will save you, and not of works, not of yourself, lest any man should boast. 5. But I want to remind you, though you once knew this, that Yahuwah, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed those who did not believe. All of these people, all these stumbling blocks, all these men that crept in unnoticed, all these camp leaders, the Most High afterward will destroy them because they led people astray. They put stumbling blocks in the way. This is Dead Sea Scrolls 142. Every man who enters the council of Kadashness, the council of those who walk in the way of perfection as Yahuwah commanded, and who deliberately or through negligence transgress one word of the Torah of Moshe on any point whatever, shall be expelled from the council community and shall return no more. So they understood. We need to understand when a person is marked for death, and when they get done, when they do something, they are expelled forever. They can never come back. So that's why he went throughout all the land away from Jerusalem. We need to know this, and we need to reject. I don't care who the man is. We need to reject all wickedness and unrighteousness. Making a statement out of your mouth saying circumcision is nothing, that's wickedness and unrighteousness. Don't you follow that. This is Sons of Zadok 8 and 12. Unless they observe, this is what we ought to do. Observe to do according to true meaning of Torah until the period of wickedness. You see, there will be a group of people that's following the Torah during the period of wickedness, and to serve them and to serve themselves from the children of the pit. So they're going to keep themselves away from the children of the pit, and to hold aloft from the polluted wealth of wickedness. There's a wealth of wickedness that's in the world today, under a vow and curse from the wealth of the temple, the house of the Most High. In the last scripture here is Enoch 1 and 1. We're going to see here our people doing what we're supposed to do in these last days, rejecting wickedness. Watch this. The word of the Baraka of Enoch. How he baraked the elect and the righteous who were to exist in the time of trouble. Here it is, people. Here it is. The ones that said, spaceship's going to come get us. I can't believe we believe in this foolish doctrine. That's not written anywhere in the scripture. Who will exist during the time of trouble? What trouble? Jacob's trouble. Death is coming. Famine and death is coming. So exist in the time of trouble. What are they going to do during this time of trouble? Rejecting all the wicked and unrighteousness. This is what the righteous will be doing. Rejecting all the wicked and the unrighteous. Now, there will be many. I'm going to show you the opposite. There will be many that reject all righteousness. When righteous words come forth, they are going to reject it. If you are wise, you will reject all wickedness, all the unrighteous, and cleave to that which is right and do righteousness. Shalom.